Hello everyone, welcome to another deck profile. Today I'm going to show you the deck that I used to win this super cool playmat and this very cute deck box. Let's get right into it. So we played Lunalight Tri-Brigade. We're going to start with the Lunalight engine. We play one Tiger, super happy that she's off the ban list now. Triple Kagutsuchi, double Martin, one Emerald Bird, triple Perfume, one Serenade Dance. And it's not Lunalight, but basically part of the family, one Zephyros. We don't play that many Lunalight in this version because it's an Xyz focused version. We don't fusion summon. If you were to play a fusion summoning deck with Lunalights, you would play like, of course, Poly. You would play more Lunalights as well, like Wolf. You would also play Black Sheep and stuff, but this is all we need in this version. No more, no less. For the Tri-Brigade engine part of the deck, we play triple Fractal, triple Kits, triple Nerval, 2 Keras, and 2 Revolt. Very standard ratios. If you want to cut down on the Tri-Brigade stuff, you would probably cut one of the Revolt and one of the Keras. I think this is correct in this deck because you want to see them as much as you can. And also like having multiple Keras, like using one turn 1 and having one for the follow-up, I feel like is very good in this deck. Like you can struggle sometimes if they break your board, so having this plus any other Tri-Brigade name or like Lunalight cards is usually very good for after turn 1 play. Of course in this deck, Fractal amazing because it's level 4, it synergizes with the rest of the Lunalight engines. And also this, you want to play as much as you possibly can, just because this is where the synergy comes from. Like discarding them with like Perfume or Serenade Dance, or like special summoning them with Vegeta that you make with the Lunalights and then going into the rest of the combos. Like this is what synergizes with the deck. So I think you always have to play 3 of each. For the rest of the deck, we play consistency cards, so that would be one Thank You, of course, triple Foolish Burial Goods, and one Foolish Burial. This is just like to send your Tri-Brigade, your Lunalight spell and traps, and this is like, you can send the other part of the engines that you don't have. If you have Tri-Brigade, you're going to send like Lunalight cards, and if you have the Lunalight, you're just going to send like your access to Tri-Brigade stuff to go into the links. And then we play like other cards that are not like consistency or anything. It's just like generic cards that you can play. You could play anything, but I choose to play triple Droplet, which was super good for the tournament. Oh my god, this card's so broken. One Call by the Grave. And for the hand traps, we play triple Gamma, of course the one driver, so it really sucks to draw, but in this deck it's not as bad because you can shuffle it back with like the effect when you search Revolt or when you draw one card and put it back with Vegeta or Bear Broom, so not as bad, but really sucks to draw, of course. Triple Ash, triple Imperm. This hand trap ratios like and lineup was super good for me. I wish I could play a little more, but I'm already at 44 cards, which is already a little bit weird. I don't like playing over 40, but in this deck I felt like I wanted to try stuff, so why not? You could cut down on some of the stuff, like probably Droplets, but I like having a high count of hand traps. This could have been like more hand traps basically, but it works so well for me that I think Droplets amazing. But yeah, other than that, in this deck, Gamma is so good because there's so many combos where you don't have monsters on field and you have so many setup where you just go into, like, for example, if you have Foolish Burial Goods, and any of the 6 that you really want to see, which is Kit or Nerval, just activating this, they have so many opportunity to like Ash or Gamma or anything that Gamma is always live in this kind of when you set up, and when Gamma is not live anymore, when you normal summon your Kagutsuchi, it's okay because if they hand trap now, you have so many like follow-ups in hand already and setup that it's fine if they hand trap, and Gamma is like not that dead. Or you can make Lambda that we're going to see in the extra deck later on. But yeah, that was the main deck. 44 cards. Could possibly be 42 if you cut one Revolt and one Keras, but it worked for me. So for the extra deck, we play very small compared to other Tri-Brigade deck, but very small engine in the extra deck. So one Vegeta, one Bear Broom, one Rugal, and double Shurei. I used to play only one Shurei. A big mistake. You always have to play 2. I lost so many games because I played only 1 at first, but I think 2 is absolutely mandatory. You have to play 2. You just have to. For the rest of the links, we play one Almirage, one Lambda, one Apple, and one Access Code. Like I mentioned, Lambda, you can make at the start of your combos with Lunalight cards, and then you can still go into your combo and have Gamma live in your hand. It's still a weird card. I don't know if I want to play it going forward. In testing, it was pretty good actually, but in the actual tournament, I've summoned it a couple of times, but it did nothing for me. It's just like so you can get rid of Gamma and drive around field. So it could be anything else, and probably like Omega would be very good. Like I have some consideration for cards. I have 4 cards I want to play instead of this. I'll get into it like just in a second. I'm just going to show you the rest of the extra deck, which is Xyz. The Xyz part of the deck. So we play 1 Tiger King, the Goat. This card's amazing. This card, no, like it's absolutely mandatory. It's so good. 1 Force Strix gets your Zephyros, 1 Baguska, 1 Dweller, 1 Tornado, and 1 Zeus. So of course Zeus absolutely amazing in the Xyz focus deck. For those 3 cards that you want to make usually at the end of your turn 1, so you can stop the opponent. I wanted to cut at first one of those 2, like choose only one to keep, but I feel like you don't summon Baguska a lot, but decks where you summon it against is so broken. Like it's so hard to deal with it against some deck. Like against Flu Wonder, you just put this on your field, protected by, like for example, Apo and Revolt, and how are they outing it? Like the only way is Book of Moon, and even if they deal with that, they still have to deal with the Apo and the Revolt, and hand traps if you have any, of course. But this is like, I think you always have to play this one, and same with Tornado. Even though we're not in a meta where there's a lot of back row decks, this is super good in after you dealt with the board, or like as an extra thing you can make turn 1. This is super interesting because it deals well with either cards that searches stuff on activation, like Meltdown. You don't see that many invokes, but like of course Meltdown, Prank Its Place, and also most importantly with Brave stuff. If they start with the Brave combo, use Journey, you just pop the Journey and they can't access the Griffin or Draco back, so they can't deal with Revolt with Draco back. This is super good. I think I would never cut it, especially like right now. The card is amazing. So for suggestion, instead of the Lambda, I had 4 cards in mind that I really wanted to play instead of this. It was Omega, because it's double punish with the Gamma, and like resolving Gamma plus this usually wins you the game because they start with 3 cards and you have full combo. So, but other than that, you're never summoning it. And I really wanted to have access to another link. So it's either going to be this for the double punish or another link, or cut this for another Xyz to have more like options to go into turn 1. So it could be Evil Storm Nightmare. Very good turn 1, but very specific. Like apart from turn 1, you're almost never summoning it. Like unlike Tornado, where after cleaning the board, you make Tornado and like deal with the other stuff. This could be also very interesting. Number 80, just because it deals with Celestial and also DPE. Or like you can get rid of Dasher and DPE and they have Celestial that they have to summon and it does nothing. Deal with graveyard stuff. Your deck cannot really deal with graveyard stuff unless you with Dweller. So I felt like this could be interesting. And the card I think I'm going to play going forward, it's so good. It's so genius. I love this card so much. This is absolutely, I'm getting rid of this for this. Bujintei Kagutsuchi. If you don't know what this card does, it basically says, on summon, mandatory effects, mill 5. Mill 5 in this deck is so good, just because you have so many good cards that wants to be in the grave. Like, of course, Kit, Nerval, Zephyros, any of the Lunalight spells and traps, even the Lunalights themselves, like this triggers and this triggers if they're sent to graveyard card effects. Or just even like names to banish them for Link Summon with Tri-Brigade. This is so good. I think I'm going to play this going forward. Such a spicy tech. I love it. So yeah, Bujintei Kagutsuchi. And let's get into the side deck for now. It's very like nothing really spicy in the side deck. It's just like triple Nibiru, triple Lancia, triple Token Collector, which is really good because it's level 4, so you can go into Xyz. Triple Twister, and 1 Reboot, 1 Duster, and 1 Galaxy Cyclone. I think this would be a closest thing to like a spicy tech. I think it wasn't a real mistake, but going above 3 or 4 back removal cards in the side was not really useful, especially right now. There's not a lot there's not a lot of good back row decks essentially, so you don't need that many. I think Twister is like also kind of a flex card that you can play against some other decks that aren't back row decks, like the Wonder, and it's really useful. So I think those would be like kept in, but you could probably cut those 3 for other hand shots against combo decks. Like this could be Draw, Dark Ruler. This could be, I don't know, Crow. Like anything you want, but you don't need to play those. I mean, I guess you could play this just because it's a kind of a cool ID that you can have, because you don't have any inherent outs to Floodgates. So this is very useful because you can also send it with Foolish Burial Goods, which is like 3 more copies of it basically, of an out to Mystic Mine or Skill Drain or you name it. And also, even better, you can send it with Kagutsuchi. This guy's broken. But yeah, other than that, I think the deck was really, really cool. I don't think it's like top tier or anything, but it's very, very fun to play. If you can get both of your engines going, you're just cooking with gas. It's amazing. You can do so many plays. Usually your turn 1 Ender or like Apo, 1 or 2 Xyz depending on how many extenders you're willing to like go and fetch with your stuff, or you can get access to, plus Revolt. And a lot of decks have a lot of trouble to play around. Like just Apo Revolt is really good. So Apo Revolt plus Dweller, or like any other Xyz for that matter, is like amazing. So I hope you enjoyed the deck list. Really, you should give it a try if you have the Tri-Brigade stuff lying around that you're not using anymore, because Tri-Brigade by itself isn't like that good right now. So surely you should give it a try, and hope you liked it, and see you next time. Bye bye.